Well, hello everybody. I gather you've been discussing miracles in your Sunday morning groups and asking people in the congregation questions, and you want to ask me a question. Are miracles real? And I think you're thinking of my experience in Uganda. Well, I've always believed in the miracles of the New Testament that were performed by Jesus. I've never had any doubt about that. I suppose the question you're asking is, are they real today in modern day? And I say unequivocally yes, because I've witnessed some. I'll give you three examples, all relating to health. The first one was a little lad called Ashraf. We met him 4 years ago. He came for a deformed foot to see our doctor. Doctor said, look, this child's not grown well. There's something else wrong, and did a test to prove he had a hole in the heart. Research suggested we could have an operation 200 miles away in Kampala, but we started raising money and sending him back and forth, and they said, yes, we can do it. But unfortunately, nothing was happening, and time was passing on, and the doctor was worried that if it didn't happen quickly, he'd die. So we'd set our target at £5,000, and we agreed to pay them a partial payment of £2,000 for the surgery, but still nothing happened. Well, our fundraising went very well. We raised £6,250. But increasingly we got frustrated, and the ladies group here at church were praying for Ashraf that something would happen quickly. And Edith, who spoke to you, I think, recently, declared, look, I've just felt compelled to speak to a friend of mine, Pauline, a doctor that I haven't spoken to for 8 years. So she picked the phone up and phoned her, started talking, discovered Pauline had an interest in children with heart problems in Uganda, and said, look, get Ian and Helen to phone me, please. The operation won't happen in Uganda. So we spoke to her, and she put us in contact with an American charity called Morning Star. When we spoke to them, said we can get him sent to Bangalore. We said we don't have enough fund. He said, will you pay for surgery in Bangalore? We'll pay for his transport from Kampala. And that's what happened. Autumn 21 saw him travel to Bangalore with his mum. I don't think he'd ever been to Kampala, never mind Bangalore, apart from treatment at the hospital. And they went to Bangalore. He had open heart surgery and returned just before Christmas 21. Heart surgery complete, a fully recovered little boy. We saw him in January this year, full health. How else would Pauline know to ring Sister Pauline, Dr. Pauline? I just don't know. It's how the Lord intervenes. Another example, Pastor Sam Abu, senior Baptist minister in the county we work, 3 or 4 years ago, he had a serious brain hemorrhage. Rushed to the local hospital, who said, look, we can't treat him here. They need to get him to a major hospital 100 miles away. Just happened to have had a brand new ambulance, their very first one, delivered that day, never been used, and he was the first passenger to travel to Mbali, who scanned him and tried to treat him so he'd recover. They were not very optimistic. They scanned his brain, and he spent 6 days there. He doesn't recall the day of it, but eventually was sent back to Saroti's home to slowly recover. And he has done, fully. Next visit, Dr. Mark and I saw his scan images. Dr. Mark said, Sam, this was a miracle. And later said to Helen and I, Sam should be dead by now. Clear miracle. Does that only happen in Uganda? Well, of course it doesn't. Anna, our daughter, gave birth to Joseph, our grandson, in an Oxford hospital. The minute he was born, the doctor said, this child is seriously ill and we must send him to special care. As they prepared to do that, Anna got on her phone and sent messages to all her friends in Birmingham, Oxford, Cardiff, Netherlands, London, and Uganda. Will you pray for my little boy? He's just been born and he's seriously ill. And he left the room and went into the lift and down the lift to the second floor and came out into special care. At which point the doctor in special care said, I'm not quite sure there's anything wrong with this boy. But he stayed there 2 days, monitored, before returning to Anna on the ward, and 4 days later he was discharged. Now you might think there had never been anything wrong with Joseph. It had been a mistake. But the doctor who sent him saw Anna as she left the hospital and said to her, I don't know what happened in that lift, but that boy entered that lift very sick indeed. And when he came back out again, he was not. Now, do you believe in miracles? I do. I've witnessed them. I've witnessed the Lord intervening in 3 instances of health, and I've seen other examples too. And I'm privileged to have seen them, but I give all the glory to the Lord. Have a good meeting next. Bye-bye.